That's why they are the foundations of the church. And people who support their family are not. Okay, if you really want to talk about priorities, Jesus Christ and His gospel is more important than anything else you've ever done in your life or ever will. Anything. I do get really angry at this. People who tell me that I should keep my family first before my ministry. I hear you, and I never listen to you. Jesus Christ is more important than my wife, my daughters, and my grandchildren, and my parents, and my sisters, and their families. Now, in Him, He does tell me to support them. So I do try to work and support them. I do think about the tractor that sits out there is purchased to help my dad take care of his property. That's one of the main reasons for it. Okay, I do work to pay for that tractor. It's because my dad literally was mowing lawn for 18 hours over 3 days in Greene County because he's crazy. Okay, now we have this, and I'm going to leave it out there for the summer, and it will take him 2 or 3 hours. I'm not saying you don't take care of your family. I'm saying it's not first. If we're talking about priorities, it's not first. Jesus Christ and the gospel is first. Jesus said, He said this, right? Nobody has given up family, land, possessions for my sake who will not be repaid 100%. Jesus said that. You want to really reign in the kingdom? You want to really have some kind of name in the kingdom? Support the gospel more than anything else in your life. His kingdom is more important than anything else. Okay, back to Jacob quickly. Jacob is not necessarily wrong to go after wealth. He's not necessarily wrong. He might be. I'll leave it to you to decide. But God supported it. And God, well, I don't know if we can say He supported the actual go after wealth. God supported his lame brain idea about how to take care of animals so that you gain possession. God supported that. God supported a king, and I think mostly to take care of the women. I largely think it's to take care of the women in that scenario. But He supported a king having multiple wives. And said He'd even do more. God seems to be rather accommodating of sin. How accommodating are you and I of each other? Or how quick are we to throw people out? Of course, not out of church. We'd let them back in the door, but I even mean out of your friendships. Do you go out to dinner with people you don't agree with? Do you spend time with people you don't agree with? Or do you only spend time with people that you think like you? Do birds of a feather really flock together? Do white people only hang out with white people in this town? Do Hispanics only hang out with Hispanics in this town? Do old people only hang out with old people? Do young people only hang out with young people? Well, I have nothing in common. You have Jesus Christ, and He's more important than anything else. You should be able to hang out with anyone that has Jesus Christ in common with you as a believer. As a believer. But God accommodates. And I don't have the answers. How far does He go with this? How far does He take it? When does He stop it? When does He say, I'm not going that far with you? But at the same time, you're going to have to deal with a God who's like this merciful kind of being, who understands He's working with sinners in the midst of their nonsense. People who are acting American more than Christian, God still works with you. And you might even think He does it because being American's like being a Christian. He doesn't even tell you that putting rods in front of animals actually doesn't work. He doesn't even tell you your idea doesn't work. He just does it with you. And honestly, friends, this is an awesome God that we serve. He is an awesome God who just loves us to death. And I think that's really what you take out of these kind of texts. He just loves us to death. All right. There might have been more on here, but I didn't want to deal with it. I mean, on that slide. I was going to put more on there, so I apologize. But this is the benediction. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. Grace to you and peace.